It's not to stand against you, but it's to make you think. Put your book against my book. It'll be like my snake against your snake, and my snake will tear your snake heads off every time, and we'll eat all of your snakes, and then I whale vomit. Remember the whale vomit? We talked about Jonah with the whale vomit. Whale vomit in Jonah versus whale vomit in Revelations. About God vomit in Revelation. Same thing. It's a spewing. The whale did not just vomit; he spewed. It was with force that I vomit you up. It's force. Spew. What does that look like to you? It comes up from the stomach and it shoots out. It's not just me vomiting you up and have you fall out. You don't fall out of my mouth. You come shooting out. You think it's what God said when you were Laodicean. When you have these characteristics, you will come shooting out of his mouth. I will not tolerate you. My stomach cannot handle you. I cannot take you in. Oh, spew you out of my mouth. I like those scriptures because I want to know what's going to get me in, not out. I'm not saying anything. Okay, what's the least that I could do to get into heaven? What's the least I could do to keep from getting kicked out? Let me do that then. No, because he did the most for me, which he called the greatest. He said, "Greater things shall I do." So he called me the greatest. I'm the GOAT in Jesus, right? I'm the greatest of all time in Jesus. So because the greatest I know did the great test that he could do for me, and called me greater, then I will give him all my great praise. That's why Intuitive Grace Gates for Thanksgiving every single Sunday. I don't have a reason not to. I was not gentle. But it's gentle in Jamie language. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying my best. Nebuchadnezzar's. Did not need a forerunner. Know why? He made a statue of himself. He was his own forerunner. That's what you look like, passing off the business cards. Tell people, come see me at my house. I'll do some poetry for you. I was going to pass out my own business cards at one point. God said, don't you do it. You can't not forerun for yourself. You already told me I'm going to have a forerunner. I need a forerunner. I will have a forerunner. Somebody will share me. But I cannot. There'll be one main person that will share me. But I cannot. Because at the risk of meeting adversity, I cannot answer questions at people's hands. Control trolls in the spirits by praying over them. If I'm busy forerunning for me. If I'm busy being the busybody. If I'm busy MYOB. And if I'm busy. Nebuchadnezzar was busy about making a body that would represent himself. He needed a statue that would say Nebuchadnezzar to the kingdom and not God reigns over it. That God gave this to me. God gave it to Nebuchadnezzar, but what Nebuchadnezzar did not understand. See, here's the thing. Why Nebuchadnezzar got, I think it was Assyria. It was Israel, right? Or Judah. Maybe it was Judah because that's where Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came from. I don't know. Find out. Tell me. He got one of them. He either got Babylon or I know he got Babylon, but I think he got Assyria as well. I could be wrong. Either way, he got something. He got land. He conquered it. But what he did not realize was that he conquered it at the direction of God. He conquered it because God allowed him to, because the people of God were not worshiping him. They were worshiping the statue. You understand why I go into the people that worship statues are so strong and so mighty, they could be doing such great things if they weren't worshiping tinfoil pieces of trash. Let me go ahead. I can be with you. Hold on one second. I'm going to give me a piece of aluminum foil and frame it into a statue. I can worship this, right? No, because it don't look like Buddha it do to me. It look like a piece of garbage, aluminum foil. I can do the same thing. You took it and banged it and made it your own God. But the people of God are scared to talk to you about it. Do you realize what you have done? I will help you and I will teach you what you need to know so that you won't end up in the hands of an angry God. This is what's going to happen if you don't drop that thing. You will end up at a certain spot where you don't think you should be, and then you'll find yourself in a place where God can come in and say, hey, get yourself together. Tonight your soul is required of you. How can my soul be required of me? I got Buddha, I got this, I got that, I got. What do you have? The hard thing is people are suffering because we are not telling them, hey, God will teach you what you need to know so that you can transform, be ye transformed. It does not say transform your body. That's what God told me this morning. He said, we got to learn how to read. Slow down, Jamie, and read the Bible and what it's saying. Romans 12:2, what it say? And be not conformed. Turn to it with me. I'm not turning to it. I'm not lying. I'm lying. I'm not turning to it. But turn to it for me. It says, be not conformed. We're going to skip to transform because I want to talk about that. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by. We talked about being yesterday, how you can be yesterday. Now we're going to talk about by. What does it mean, by? If I'm transferred by something, if your hair is done by someone, then that person that's doing your hair is responsible for everything. You go sit down in a beauty salon chair, a beauty parlor chair, and you get your hair done, that person is responsible for the entire style. So if you try to start manipulating your hair, they will smack your hands to get your hands out of it. Because your hair is being done by. It's going to have their name on it. So whatever you do, you may think in the process of watching them do your hair, why do my hair look like that? They take a clip and pin most of your hair up so they can do the bottom portion. They have to do that with mine because it's long, right? So they take a clip and pin it up so they can do the bottom portion. Why do my hair look like that? I got the half done, half not. It's a clip in it. You are looking at it and put your hands in the soup pot before it's done. And my hair is done by, let's say, Harmony. Harmony is responsible for doing my entire head. That's why I pay her if she does hair. But here's the thing. If I stick my hands in there and I start manipulating it halfway through, then the process is not just done by Harmony. It's done by Harmony and Jamie too. That's why you have to just let go and let God in it. That's why you cannot pick up a tin can and start worshiping it. You cannot start cutting yourself. And be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. The renewing of your mind. When your mind is renewed, you will be transformed. You will not have to worry about trans-cutting, trans-easing, trans-anything yourself. You will be transformed by you not conforming and doing it yourself. And be not conformed to the world, but be ye transformed. As long as you are not conformed to the world, you will be transformed. That's the promise. But people are turning themselves and call themselves transvestites because they're changing their look. I kept saying, what do I call them? What do I call them, God? And then simply last night he said transvestites. They're changing themselves, transforming themselves because they've conformed to the world. I asked God why. Why are they conforming to the world? He said because they're not comfortable being in their own skin. Because when we come to the church hands us a hand and a face and says, no, you are a picture of sin. Get out. God is not a God of exclusion. He's a God of inclusion. He includes. If you're afraid of what's going to happen when you allow people like that in, you should know how to pray and seek Holy Spirit about what he wants to do in your house. If it's his house, ask him how he wants to direct things. Say it out. And I don't even mean it because I don't need it. I think somebody here does. The situation should make you a little nervous. It should make you a little tense, right? Because what are we letting in when we let people in that don't believe like us, that don't have a going on like us, that don't do things like us? You are letting in the world. What you are doing is because Jesus tried to minister inside a temple, they kicked him out and called him blasphemous. So he was put with the transvestites. He was put with the people that were sick. He was put with the people that were shut in, right? Because sickness is indicative of, or transvestite is the same thing as sickness, is the same thing as blasphemous, is the same thing as they put him out of the temple. So he started ministering to people outside of it. He was not welcome in his own house. God keeps going over this with me. The trans people are not what you think. They're upset and hurt. Most of them have been hurt. They're upset and hurt because they were abused by the church. And so at this point, they're just ready to start cutting at their bodies. They're not gay. They're not lesbian. They're usually straight. Just because I'm a tranny doesn't mean I got a gay spirit in me. They're usually straight. Are you straight? Enough, you hide it very well inside the church, but because they don't try to hide it, they come in progressive and they want to move forward in what they're doing in the household of faith. It's the same thing for me being, I learned it. It's the same consideration for Jamie being called black and told that I am black, but to be told that being black is too much to be in household of faith.